Flat out.
Anyway,
fudge.
I was saying, yeah, you should let. Can you hear me?
I got you, bro.
This, Sean Hawkins. Okay, I'll give you a little quick story. I personally never would let him up. He doesn't need a voice. I made a thing about the moon making cold light and not making cold light, and I swear I made this channel 3 or 4 years ago now.
Right.
And I didn't do anything. And within 5 minutes of posting this, never done on that channel. It's a virgin channel. Sean Hawkins was in my chat saying he didn't even know what my channel was about, but he just kept saying anti this and this. I mean, within 5 minutes, Sean Hawkins was there. Now figure that.
You have a new follower, do you? You have a new follower.
Is that Sean? Oh,
I'm just saying, bro. Like you kind of have to expect it. Once you push past that once you draw that line in the sand and you say, okay, I'm going to be for truth, and you start putting it out there, this is what's going to happen to you, bro. Yeah. Like I mean, I wish I could say that I felt bad but I don't, because I get it all the time. So I think it's just part of it, bro. It's just, you have to live with it. There's always going to be people that are against you, and they're always going to try to make you look bad because they don't have an argument. So that's all you got to look. You just got to hold on to that, bro.
It sounds like Ryan
talking.
Ryan,
me. Yeah.
Oh, Ryan? Yeah, I don't see no names on it. No, I'm just saying he was the only one that commented on it for a month. It was just in the first 5 minutes I put it out too. So they've got hooks in it all the way somewhere. I'm just saying that's what Sean Hawkins. And God, he was so disgusting in 16 and 17. He would be spitting his stuff right on the floor as he's talking, his sunflower seeds or whatever he's eating. The guy was the most unhygienic. He was just a filthy, no good person.
Damn, Sean Hawkins, man, he calling you Pigpen, saying you walking around with a big old dust cloud over your ass, bro. With a big ass dust cloud. He calling Sean Hawkins, Mr. Harmon calling you Dusty. Dusty Sean Hawkins, where you at? Defend yourself.
He knows what he did.
When you need him.
Where's Dust? Where's Pigpen at?
It's always snowing around him.
Hey, Pigpen, is that true? Pigpen, where you at? Oh, now he want to puss up. No, don't kick him out, guys. Please don't. Sean,
if he starts saying bad things.
Sean, dirty Sean Hawkins. Oh, dirty Sean Hawkins. Where's he at?
It might not even be him. That might not even be him.
You sure?
I don't know. It's hard to steal a silly symbol like that, isn't it?
I was gonna say, where's Pigpen at? Sean Hawkins, is that true? You wipe your shit. Yeah. Oh, is this him?
Yep.
Then what is it? What you got?
Oh, let me mute your channel. Hold
on. God forbid.
I'm here.
Okay. Prove me wrong. Where am I wrong?
Yeah, the Earth has been measured spherical for over 2,000 years.
Okay. By who?
Really?
By geosurveyors.
What geosurveyors?
Of them.
Who? Yeah.
Thousands of them.
Like who?
I don't know their names, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh, of course you know their names. We know their name. We know his name. Are you fucking with me? You gotta be.
No.
Sean, come on, Sean.
Well, when you're a liar, what else do you have?
I'm not a liar.
You're not?
You can't prove that I'll lie. Go ahead.
Okay, well, maybe not.
Prove your flat Earth. Give me flat Earth measurements.
We're using your measurement. And based off of your measurement, you said it's been measured curving, right? Okay, so
I'll make you a video, Sean.
No, Sean. Where does this curve begin? Please tell me.
At your feet.
Tell me. How many?
At your feet.
At your feet. You're right.
You're
okay.
standing
so
on.
When do you see the curvature?
On the
Sean,
tangent of the Earth.
Okay, you're right. So, Sean, when do I see the curvature? When do I see it? When is it most notable?
Depends on how high you are, what the refractive conditions of the day are.
I'm a short guy. I'm 5'8". So when do I see it? I'm short.
About 3.5 miles.
3.5 miles. Okay.
Yes, we see the tangent of the Earth. That's the horizon.
Okay. All right. 3.5 miles. So based off of your numbers, right? Let's just say 3 miles. Let's just round it off. Let's say 3 miles. Mm-hmm. So at 3 miles, at a distance, the Earth should be curving at 72 inches.
Should be at 3 miles. That's about 1/60th of a degree, or 30th of a degree.
72 inches, bro.
That's not curvature.
No.
That's
it
drop.
should be. It's drop, curvature, whatever. You know what the hell I'm talking about.
No, that's drop too. That's drop from horizontal. That's drop.
It's curving. It's curve. That drop is considered what? Curvature or no?
We don't measure curvature in drop.
Sean, listen, you're
in
splitting.
degrees.
Sean, you're splitting hairs.
No,
so,
I'm being specific.
So those 6. So then
You're
those 6 feet.
Hairs.
So then those 6 feet. So what are those 6 feet? What are those 6 feet then? Tell me.
What 6 feet?
Okay, so at a distance of 3 miles, I'm experiencing how many inches or how many feet of drop?
You're experiencing 3 into 60, which is
okay. So we're using your. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're going to use.
Okay, you said you wouldn't talk over me, right?
No. Hold on. We're going to use your calculations. We'll make it easy, and I want to be fair. That's
when you said you wouldn't talk over me.
I want to be fair. I'm just letting you know I'm going to use your stuff.
No, you're not being fair. You said you wouldn't talk over me, and now you're talking over me. That's not being fair. This is why I'm into these places.
All right, go ahead, Sean.
And you talk over people.
Sean, go ahead.
Yes,
Sean.
we measure curvature in degrees.
Okay.
There's 1 degree every 69 miles. Now divide 3 into 60. That's the percentage of a degree that you see.
Sean, here, I'm going to give you this right here.
And if I breathe heavy, it's because I've got COPD and I'm having trouble at night. So,
okay, hopefully you get better.
Yeah, me too.
All right, distance of the target 3 feet. Horizon distance, hidden target height.
Are you using Walter Bisselin's calculator?
Who?
Because that one compares curvature.
You've come a long way since 16, Sean. I haven't listened to you since then.
Walter Bisselin's model.
Well, you've come a long way. Do you realize how bad you were in 16?
Excuse me? I was talking.
I said, you realize how bad you were in 16, 17? I like the way when you paused, I went in there, then you started talking again.
I didn't pause, man. Stop talking.
You're one
not
good person. Oh, you did. Well, your brain did because you got COPD.
Do you even know what COPD is, man?
But you got a breathing problem, bro?
Yeah, it's breathing. It's not mind, you dummy. Jesus.
I know what it is.
Then why do you?
I didn't call you a name yet. I didn't call you a name yet.
So check this out.
If you use
have you ever seen this guy live, Bad?
Jesus fucking Christ! Are you kidding me?
Who you?
There he goes.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
You got him, man.
He doesn't know how to behave like an adult.
Keep on, baby. Keep on, baby. Oh, Shawnee boy.
Mouse. So let's use.
See, this is why I don't come to these dumpster fires.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah. When a person comes in a jerk like this in the gold helmet starts talking over you to drown out truth, that's a dumpster fire.
So how is it the truth if it's not curving?
It is curving.
How's it curving? Because if it's curving, then it should be moving as well, correct?
Yes, it absolutely is.
It's not.
We've measured it.
And
Bob
so
Nodell
here you go.
Bob Nodell measured it twice.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he must.
You know what he used?
Did.
He used a laser gyro. And what was it measuring? It was measuring movement of the Earth. Of what?
Precession of the Earth.
No, it wasn't. It was moving the movement of what?
Of itself in 3D space.
It was moving the measure. It was getting the measurement of the sky. That's what it was getting.
No, it wasn't. He was indoors, dude. He was indoors.
He was measuring the Earth moving.
Yes. The Earth moves.
Really,
the gyro was sitting on his desk. It moves because the Earth moves.
Okay, you know what I find?
It's precession in 3D space.
You know what I find funny? I find it funny that a laser gyro could detect movement, right? So that means when an airplane takes off, this same movement that the laser gyro is picking up is subject to the airplane. That's what it sounds like to me. Because if the Earth is because if the Earth is moving, that means, let's say we're flying out of New York. The Earth is moving at 843 miles an hour. or let's say 15 degrees per hour. Sure, 15 degrees per hour. So as soon as that airplane takes off, doesn't it have to compensate for some kind of movement? Doesn't it also have to compensate for some kind of curvature, which no airplane does, by the way, my friend? Every airplane, hold on now, let me finish now. Every airplane, when it flies, guess how it flies? You think it flies like this? Straight?
It flies at a constant altitude above the earth.
Okay. Does it fly like this? Does it fly straight?
Yeah. Follows the curvature of the earth.
Does it fly like this? Does it fly with its nose down?
No, it flies with its nose up about 3 degrees.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Ryan, for putting that in there. So it flies with its nose up for about 3 degrees. The back is fixed at a certain point to where it basically flies like this. Nowhere does that plane fly like this to contour to what this earth is. Never.
Why would it have to? Why would it have to?
Because the earth is curving in your world.
Where's your reference frame in this?
What do you mean? Where's my reference frame? Space. The plane is flying where? Is it the plane flying in the air? Or it's flying in the air. Which is,
but your reference frame is on the earth.
Yes, that's what I exactly. So the reference frame being the earth, it's not hugging the ground. It's flying in the air,
absolutely,
which is level and straight, altitude. Which the horizon is also level and straight.
No, it's not.
Every pilot will tell you level, that. Every pilot will tell. Every pilot will.
No, they won't. No, they will not. No,
really?
They will not.
Okay, somebody, anybody in this chat, go ahead and give me the pilots that have been saying that the Earth is fucking flat. Everybody fucking. Everybody's fucking.
You know why pilots say that? You know why pilots say that to a person?
Because let me guess. Because they're saying say that just to appease the flat earthers.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
So the retired fighter pilots, that's what they're saying, right?
After an 8-hour flight, the last thing a pilot wants to do is talk to a lunatic about the Earth.
So you mean to tell me before these pilots actually fly, before their 8-hour flights, that's what they're saying, just to appease the flat earthers? Yeah.
No,
you know what? Bullshit.
They don't say
because Sean Hawkins,
they asked them on the way out.
Mr. Hawkins.
Every video, they asked them on the way off the plane.
Mr. Hawkins. So I know pilots, okay? I flew with them because part of my job was to fly. I've had them come to me with pilots. I've had to come
side by side with pilots.
So I flew with them. Okay, I flew with them and I had to fly with them. And you want to know something? I had to know everything about the stinking plane damn near as much as they did because I was air crew. So you know what they told me? Because some of them told me because they knew I was a flat earther in confidence. Hey, you know what? You're fucking right. But please don't fucking say anything. I'd like to get fucking advanced. That's the problem. You have the majority of people that
bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. Because pilots are coming out, they're fucking saying it. They're saying it like it is.
Are these military pilots?
Yes, they're military pilots, motherfucker. Navy chief right here, bitch.
Great.
Pay attention, motherfucker.
The Navy uses curvature and spin to get a.
I apologize. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to move your shit around. My bad. Go ahead. Talk.
Every naval gunnery manual shows that they use curvature and the spin of the earth to achieve a firing solution.
Really? Bullshit.
Yes.
That is not true. Because here's
the
thing. Every submariner will do. Yeah, listen. I know about firing solutions, motherfucker, because we have to use them when we fire a fucking torpedo in the goddamn water.
That's not
which
the air,
apparently, no, it is the same
artillery.
thing.
That's not artillery.
It's a torpedo that apparently
curves.
Not
artillery.
It's a torpedo that apparently curves with the rest of the water,
That's not artillery. So, it's not a fair comparison.
Firing solutions. And hold on. Here's another thing. You can ask a naval fucking gunner, a naval gunning weapons officer, that fires one of the fastest fucking projectiles known to man, a fucking railgun. He'll tell you, dumbass.
So they don't suffer from parabolic drop?
A railgun uses what? Line of sight to fucking hit its target. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
And you want to know something?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, you do. And you want to know something?
Do they go further than 3 miles?
Yes, absolutely. It
then
goes hundreds of miles, motherfucker. Pay attention. And with that, bitch, You out. You canceled, motherfucker. Get off my goddamn channel. Get out of here. Anyway, like we were saying. Hey, Dojo, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, bud.
I didn't want to do that to him. I didn't want to do him like that, man.
That's his.
You did a great job. You should have kicked him before you got mad, though.
Nah, I didn't.
Hey,
you wrecked me.
Have you ever seen him?
I know you're not mad.
Video?
Huh? Go ahead.
Vlad, have you ever seen him on a video?
Sean Hawkins?
Have you ever seen him?
No.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to 16 and 17, try finding some of his videos. You'll see what I'm talking about.
He looks like
what he looks like and how his hygienic is.
Oh, damn. Sean Hawkins, man. Sean Hawkins. No.
I hate to say it, but he borderlines homeless. I'm the only one that I think dresses as dirty as he does.
Oh, God. Who's this? Who said that?
Me, Ryan.
Oh
I dress like a homeless person. I do it on purpose. I live in a bad neighborhood, bro.
Shout out to the homeless people out there, man. Damn, that's fucked up. I didn't want to.
I'm not saying it to be negative. I'm just saying if you look like a homeless person, people don't want to rob you, bro. They think you're already broke.
Oh, damn. I didn't. Hey, Sean Hawkins, man.
I'm not kidding, bro.
Man. You may be an asshole and get on my fucking nerves. But damn, man, I ain't calling. I called you Pigpen and shit like that. I ain't know you. It was like that though. Damn, bro. My bad, man. Jono, what's happening, bro? It's a long time, man.
Well, the poo has officially hit the fan, my friend.
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. Sean Hawkins, on a serious tip, though, man. On a serious tip, I got you out of here, man. I fucked with you like that. Cool. But on a serious tip, you do have, just like our brother Dojo right here is presenting us. Yeah, like there's nothing going over any curved curved water, nothing. It just doesn't happen.
It's so not curved. He can't speak it right.
Yeah, exactly. So Sean Hawkins, what you got to understand, man, he probably left.
Well, he asked you if a railgun could shoot over 3 miles, like he knew what he was talking about.
Oh my God!
It could shoot over 3 miles.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't even know. Sean didn't even know. He didn't know.
He didn't know.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
And here's the thing:
can it shoot over 3 miles? Huh?
Like it could shoot hundreds.
Right.
Of miles.
He didn't know. He didn't know that Z is level. He didn't know that they go by the level of the ocean. He didn't know. He didn't do a lot of things, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And Flat Earth Recon. Hold on, brother. Let me let you in. Go ahead, man. Flat Earth Recon's in the house, y'all. Flat Earth Recon, where you at, bro? It's good to see you, man. Yeah. 250 nautical miles. Probably 250 nautical miles. I'd like to say nautical miles, even though it's...
What kind of travel trailer is that?
Say what?
That ceiling picture, it's inside of a travel trailer. What kind is it? I'm guessing it's, I don't know, Trojan?
Oh, Dojo?
Yeah, I'm assuming he's either in an RV or he's in a trailer.
No. I'm in my study.
That's an interesting light, dude. That's really interesting.
Yeah, my parents picked it up when they were in Cambodia, so it's kind of like a souvenir.
I swear it was. I thought it was one of those little ports in the ceiling of the trailer. I really did.
Hey, everybody! Welcome, Samuel Abukaya. How you doing, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Flat Earth Recon in the house. Welcome, man. Welcome to the channel.
I just woke up late.
Oh man, it's all good. It's all good. It's good to have you, though. Thanks for coming through.
I woke up. I said, well, I have to go to work. I'm late to work, and then I just, so you.
Oh shoot, man! I got you. I gotta work here in the next 5 hours, so whatever. We in here. We in here strong. But it's good to have you.
Anyway, Vlad, I googled how to integrate the chats to one chat on YouTube. You have to go to the Rumble. You can Google it too, and there's some settings in there that you set, and you send it to whatever chat you want to join with.
Okay.
While it's live.
Okay.
So
why do you sound so damn familiar?
Coming into the YouTube chat.
Thank you, Harmon. Appreciate you, bro. Who's Porter? What's happening, man? It's a long time.
Oh, that's Harmon. Oh.
What's up, y'all? What's happening tonight, y'all?
Man, we
I hear
chilling.
y'all putting it down up in here.
How you doing?
Man, it was a little bit wild, man. It was a little bit wild. You know, we were
Yeah.
discussing the Lord Jamar craziness, how he's
Oh, yeah.
getting that work from everybody in the black community that is now a freaking self-proclaimed scientist. So now this is what
Right.
I find funny. Black people want to not believe scientists, but then black people want to believe scientists. So it's like, oh, it's they're lying to you about this and they're lying to you about that. But then things like the things like the globe of the earth that they're claiming, they're like, oh, scientists say. It's like, oh, so now you want to believe these scientists, even though it's clearly not what you claim that it is or what you think it is.
Wait,
now
you know what gets me that's going on right
yeah.
now, though, Vlad?
Mm-hmm.
It's the ivermectin thing. And the thing that gets me is by now, people should know that I don't own a medication corporation. I don't own a dispensary for it. I don't make it. I don't know anybody that does, but they want to run up there and go buy something from corporate anyway. It blows my mind, dude.
Man, who you telling? You think people would have learned
You know
after that thing from 4 years ago? You think people would have gotten a
Yeah.
clue?
That's right. I'm just
Forget
saying. That's the same type of calculated, misguided perspective that people just like, it's no one wants to free think. No one wants to sit down and really weigh out the consequences. If I really take this, they jump on board on this narrative because it seems so true and alluring. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
And
Hey, Vlad, it's been 5 years. That's how fast it's gone by.
You know what? You're right. It has been 5 years. I keep saying 4 years like I'm in 2024, but it has been 5 years. You're right.
It's so quick to me.
You know what? It's going to get even quicker here by the end of the year.
I just think that's the way it is when we get older. Time goes by seemingly faster to us because you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait for Christmas when you were a kid. And it seemed like it took like 5 lifetimes to get there.
Anytime Christmas is around the corner, you start groaning, you start dreading it. You're like, oh Lord, here we go again.
Man, at Christmas you plan your next year's Christmas list already now.
Yeah. But Luke, what's going on, brother? Luke, I'm your father, man. I'm just kidding. I'm your host. I'm actually your host. But it's good to see you, brother. It's good. It's always a pleasure to have you.
I'll never turn to the dark side, Darth.
Yeah. Darth Ironwork. Good. Don't turn to the dark side,
I just popped on. I got Civil was halfway through a comment about ivermectin.
Yes.
Yeah, is it? I've got mates who are getting on it, and is ivermectin pretty much like the right wing QB version of the jibby jab? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the alternative cure to the craziness that everybody was suffering.
Yeah, a cure to something that doesn't exist.
That's right.
Now, okay, yeah, that's what I reckon as well. It's like Ryan said, it's a dog dewormer, so it's for parasites. It may work for that, but as per quote unquote virus, they don't exist. So
exactly. Parasites and bacteria. That's it.
Have you seen any? I need to show some friends and family research to. Is there proper research done on ivermectin? That's.
I think most of it's plant based. I'm sure they got some valent kind of binding agent there, emulsifiers. I don't know if they're using, there's a suffocant, something so they can extract something from one thing so it can covalently bond, which it's nothing more than just a chemical reaction. That's natural chemical reactions when you have certain molecules that are in liquid form and you put them together, you just mix molecules. They call it chemistry, but it's nothing more than, they don't make molecules. They don't make anything. It's all a perturbation of our background medium. So chemistry is awesome, but it's nothing more than a mixing liquids.
Okay,
that's interesting.
Yeah. Ivermectin is mostly plant-based when you get into all the derivatives from it. You know, only the weird stuff in the insert down toward the bottom is what you need to pay attention to. And I guarantee you, if you could get the insert from a package from 5 years ago and now look at the insert and compare them, I guarantee you there's probably chemical components on there that's not even, you can't even find paperwork on it now.
This Sean Alke hit the nail right on the head. Take wormwood and black walnut. Yes. Wormwood or absinthe even with black walnut, man, that'll get rid of all the parasites. I'm gonna pray for you when you take absinthe though, because oh my Lord, absinthe is some of the most nastiest stuff. It's almost like, I would say, I can't even say ipecac because I've never had ipecac, but I've had absinthe, and oh my goodness. Another thing that's good if you want to get rid of parasites are cloves. Cloves work wonders with getting rid of parasites.
Gum spirits of turpentine.
Turpentine.
Yes.
Yes. That's right. I know. Yeah, I yelled that out, but yes.
Did you know that the loblolly pine needle, the long pine needle, has a molecule in it called shikimic acid? It is the same.
Shikimic?
Shikim? Is it shikim or shikimic acid? It is the same.
No, I was just making fun of him.
Oh, it's the same molecule they make Theraflu with. So it's anti everything. I think what it does actually, is boost our glutathione. That's basically what I think it does. And they say it also, which I don't know how they can see in the blood and how this works unless they take blood samples, and check it at an 8-hour period, which I don't know if they did controlled, work on it like this. But this is hearsay. Anything I tell you is assumed. I honestly can't prove this stuff, but it sounds like it could be real. So they say also it's the highest form of vitamin C in a pine needle.
Yes.
Yes. Can you believe that?
No. No. When I was in my survival school,
right,
eating pine needles, boiling pine needles in with snow, because that's all we have. Boil that up. You drink it. It's a big source of vitamin C. Pine needles. Yes.
Yes.
You can eat them too.
That's right. That's right.
You can eat
them.
They're
it's a tea.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Put it in a tea. Yeah.
Also, that pollen that's all over your car.
The green stuff, the yellow stuff.
The yellow stuff. Okay. It has androstenedione in it, which is the precursor to testosterone. And for every half ounce of the pollen, there is equal to 1 gram of testosterone, natural occurring, earth-made testosterone.
Oh, geez. That's starting to sound like AJ.
Pretty good stuff.
I've been taking this pollen burst for about 6 months now, and I've lost over 30 pounds.
Yeah, right.
Get on my tiny tangerine.
But I can tell you, the pollen
and smoke is not bad for you.
In that golden powder, y'all, that God allows tons of it to just drop to us. We inhale it too. You notice it's in the air too. So for you guys, that time of year is probably when we need it. Think about it.
You want to know something? You want to know what's funny about that? Is that would be our time to mate as well.
Whoa. And the deer and all the outside animals. Yeah.
Sounds right. Yeah. So see, I think so you can avoid getting the problems with the pollen getting in your nose, making you all jacked up. Eat the honey local to whatever the flowers is, or from the pollen that's fallen. Eat the honey that's local. Don't get sick. Inhale that stuff, and then go out and then be, part of the land. Be one,
It was weird to walk around when everything looked normal, and people have face divers, and we're all afraid of the air. It's kind of weird. They made it weird, Vlad. They made it weird.
Yeah, man. We live in a very strange world, man. God provides everything for this place.
That is right.
He provides everything for this place, man. And I'll tell you what, this globe people, they got many of us thinking that everything here it's them. And this is part of what I've said before, man. They got you thinking that they're God. They're on the TV, everything. They're the end all be all. This is why I get so frustrated with black folks, because black folks claim they're so spiritual and everything else. But then when it comes to when it comes to understanding things, they're afraid of people. A lot of us are afraid of people or what other people think. So much so that it's like, man, you've got a group of people out there that got everything all twisted up, making you think everything is physical. Everything that you need, it's physical. Like got you off your rocker. And I've said before that prayer is important. A lot of people don't pray no more, man. A lot of people don't pray. A lot of people don't use that vibration. We have that power to make mountains move, man. And together, when we get together and we pray, a lot of people don't do it no more, man.
Right.
And this is easy stuff. This is stuff that we could do here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you don't pray, when you don't use the stuff that God's given you, you're going to rely on somebody else to give you what you may think is the answer. And then ain't nobody trying to give you no answer, man. These people ain't trying to help you, man. They're trying to kill you, bro.
Right.
They're trying to kill you. Put all this poison in your body. Here, take this. Go to the doctor. And you know what's crazy? When you get these crazy ailments and stuff like that, the doctor's way of fixing cancer, give you more cancer.
Right.
Have you ever heard of anything so gosh darn crazy in your life? And yo, shout out to all my people that have caught an illness like that. I pray for you. I'm going to give you all the vibes, the good vibes and everything. And if you don't have it, I don't want you to get it, because seeing people get sick like that is a terrible, terrible thing. If it ain't you and you've seen somebody die of some ailment like cancer, it's a harsh reality. It's a terrible thing. So I don't ever wish that on anyone ever.
That's right.
But science has it all screwed up, and they know it. They know they got it screwed up.
Of course.
When it comes to healing people, man, they give you poison to poison your poison.
Have you stopped and thought about it, Vlad?
Uh-huh.
What do they really know, y'all? What do they really know, y'all? Think about it. What do they really know? Has anybody really looked into the Genome Project on the panel?
Project. The Genome Project, you mean like in the 90s, the late 90s?
No, this one, just the Genome Project. They were going to sequence, they were laying out all of the baseline work to sequence the genome. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna drop a link after I'm done. And this is Dr. Sanford, right?
He was Sanford and Son. Just kidding.
Yeah. Dr. Sanford. He's this dude that got into genome entropy, genetic entropy, because he was trying to modify foods for the sun and stuff like that. You know, they did the eggplant because the beetle was eating it. So they put an enzyme within the base of the ribosome whenever it was, flowering. So basically the whole concept of them trying to sequence the DNA, what they found was it changes twice a day. Vlad, check that out. It changes, not enough to change your morphological makeup, but enough to where when they went back to check the sequence, it wasn't the same. So this, they got this thing called genome, engineering. Okay. Are you familiar with that? Genome engineering?
Genetic I've heard engineering? Of this,
yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. So Elon Musk says, eventually we'll be able to give you butterfly wings. So I was like baffled. I was like, okay, now these people are playing God, right? So I looked into it.
Hold on, dude. Sam had something to say. I'm sorry to steal your thunder. Sam,
just to tell you that it's not crazy, it's normal. Because the people on top of us are people that hate nature. They hate humanity. They're gonna reverse everything. You see, for example,
not to cut you off, but the thing is, they want you to think that way. That's what it's about. Because when you look and when you peel it back, they are not sitting there with a probe and a genome inside of a person going, look, his hair's turning blue now. Look, his eyes are turning gray now. No. So what they do is most of their work is under a microscope and a petri dish, and they have to do control variables only with those types of situations in a lab frame. And so you get down to the nuts and bolts of it. They found out also that not only does it change twice, but within 1,000th of a second, when they get a certain distance of seeing, it collapses and forms an octahedron, a 6-dimensional shape that even the most advanced computational analytics programs can't even begin to decipher.
You mean
this isn't even in the textbooks?
You mean like a cube in a cube?
Yes, the helix collapses within itself, lad, and forms an octahedron. on observation, dude. They can only see the base pairs from a distance. Yes. So then 98% of the entire helix is non-coded. It's transparent. They say the explanation is it looks like a fiber optic strand on each one of the base pairs. There's no code present. Only 1% of our entire helix has XY and chromosome and the actual base pair numerical code present. The rest, they say, transmits and emits light from either the sun or a perturbation from some other excitation.
So then with them making those claims, and then without the sun, then what?
Well, we know that without the sun, plants can't grow. So they say that they is people that are, I believe, on our side, because when the guy was finished with this, I know a lot of people may freak out about the Bible, but the firmament proves creation to me. That's who I choose. And I think that the whole biblical account of the cross is one of the most admirable and selfless stories that I would never even imagine to even be able to conjure up and create, to have some kind of selfless story if I wrote a novel. I couldn't even imagine that story. So to me, that is a divine account, and it settles with me like some type of frequency. So I'm a little cold tonight. I'm standing outside. But anyway, if y'all want to look into something, check out the genome. You know, who we are, where we're at, and where we're located, I think are way more important than the left or right. Even, you know, with some of the history lessons. So when it comes down to Stalin and Hitler, none of that matters now. Who was here? Yeah, that's pretty intriguing. I think with Tartaria, I don't even know the truth about that. That could have all been rewritten as well in the 1800s.
Yeah. Like this stuff is getting stranger and stranger because we're here. You understand?
And now AI's got control of it too, Vlad.
Oh, I know. AI has control of much of it, but if you don't have a computer, what's the use of AI?
Right.
You know?
Well, it's fallible. I don't think it'll ever be consciously aware, y'all. I'm sorry. I think it'll run off the numbers, codes. I think it'll run off numbers.
Not unless they connected with human brain tissue and human brain stuff. You know, they would be able to do that, but that would be a cyborg, you know, a hybrid.
Yeah, but I don't even think they can interface. They say they map stuff out and all. They don't even know the force and driver behind how a magnet truly holds its frequency without entropy until you reaches the Curie point.
Sam had something to say. Sam, go ahead, brother.
No, just on religious approach of this. You know, what I believe I understood from the learning the Torah is that, you know, those people, we call that Amalek in Hebrew. And these people actually, the war of Amalek, the war of these people against us is not to kill us. They don't want to kill us. They want us to commit suicide. They want us to self-destruct. They're going to push us to self-destruct. That there are laws into that. You know, God is here. God is not, you know, he's not gone. He's here. It's like, you know, it's so they're playing, you know, according to the books, if I can say, they have all the means to do what they have, to do what they do. But again, their objective is not to kill us, is to make us want to disappear, to make us want to commit suicide. That's the thing. This is very hard for us to understand, because they don't think like us. These people, you know, these people are totally dehumanized already.
Yes,
so they don't think like us. We always think like, you know, if they were like, they're not like us.
Yeah,
it is very hard to penetrate the degenerate mind like theirs. It's very, very hard. But you know that they can just throw that in the pot.
Yeah, but they're going off model predictions, though, wouldn't you say? Because if they wouldn't, we'd still be locked down and afraid of the air, right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, the thing is, like, what I can tell you, maybe I'm wrong, but again, that's what I believe I understood. You know, the war, those people cannot kill God. They're waging a war against God, against the creation.
Right.
But how do you? I tell you, how do you make a war against God? It's very simple. God is perfect. Is full. Is a whole. Is complete. And people believe that he doesn't need anything, but it's not true.
I'll tell you how to do
it. God has one need. The need of God that is full of knowledge, full of love, is to give. God has one need, is to give. but he doesn't need anybody to fulfill his need. So what does he do? He creates a world in which he can pour himself into it. So he creates a perfect world, and like this, he fulfills his need to give. So now the thing is, the war is to corrupt that world so much that God cannot give anymore, and to push God to destroy his own baby, to destroy his own creation. So he's going to attack his creation, he's going to attack us, and he's going to make sure that we want to reject God, that we want to, we want to destroy ourselves. We don't care about it, and this is the war. That's the thing. They're making us believe bullshit. So we just just want to die. That's it. We don't care about it anymore. So
that's right. And so, like this. So then, Sam, would you say that eating, like smoking, drinking, is that part of killing ourselves? Eating,
no,
eating like bad things, or like actually harm ourselves?
Not this. The will to do so. That means that if you know that something is evil and you want to do it, that's the problem is there already. When you do it, it's already, that's not the action is not the problem, it's the will, the desire. In Judaism, we say that God controls everything, but one thing that he refused to control is the will of man. That means the will of man is entirely in his hands. And that's normal. If not, we would not be free. If God was, imposing his will to us, so we will be just robots. But the will is important. And that war is around our will, around our desire. Or you want to survive, or you want to grow, or you don't care anymore. So you're dead as a human being if you don't care, if you don't want to understand, if you're dead.
To me, you know what? I believe that. And I think, and I keep going back to 5 years ago. Now it's 5 years, not 4 years, but I keep going back to 5 years, and I think that was one of the best examples of dealing with that. We had a choice, and so with that choice, it doesn't matter what the repercussions were. If we did or if we didn't, we still had a choice. Now, I'm not saying that if you did bad, you're bad, or if you didn't, that you're bad. But I'm saying that with that choice that you were given, that we were all given, it was still a choice. Nobody put a gun to our head or nothing. They did threaten to take things away. They did. But this is all earthly things, right? Somehow we can make it. We can always make it, man.
Of course.
But you know what? That is deep. That's deep, and that's proof. Everything you just said right there, that's proof of it right there, right in our face. And then we just,
that's right.
A lot of us don't even think about it because we're like, well, I don't know about that. All I know is that I need to get paid. Well, you know what? You were born. You weren't born with a wallet. You weren't born with a checkbook. You weren't born with the EBT card. None of that you were born with. You were born with, like you said, Sam, you were born with will. You were born with a mind. You were born with some semblance of health, of ability to breathe and to think and everything else like that. Like your own stuff, that if the government were to come in and take all this away, all you're left with is your nutsack, if you're a guy, of course, and your way to think. That's it. That's all you got.
The difference between us and the animals is like the language, the writing system. This is made to allow us to evolve, because we can speak, we can write. This is, and of course we're human beings, so we have also the desire to do things. But this is very important. We are built to evolve. A cat like 5,000 years ago is still a cat. There is no evolution. There's nothing. But men do evolve, do progress, or regress, like today.
Yeah, but, exactly.
Hey, what up, everybody?
Fudge,
Hi.
Flat Out Fudge, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what up, man? I just wanted to come up here so you ain't be alone, Vlad.
Hey,
all that. Given the topic that this is.
Man, look, I appreciate you being up here.
See,
and
I feel
yeah.
No, I'm about to say I feel you, because I done felt that before, trying to go on those platforms and then just getting shunned up out of there. They won't hear no voice of reason. But on this topic that we on right now, I was gonna like play devil's advocate. You know how what his name? You said Sam? That's your name?
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah. How Sam was like they basically making us want making us want to like kind of disdain this place due to all the wickedness being placed in here. Now, me playing devil's advocate, what if that's by design because that equates to freedom for us? Because we're going through these cycles of basically like remembrance and amnesia, and we may be in one right now that we need it be so bad for us to remember that ascension is a thing. Like everybody get too comfortable in here, they just want to be stuck here. But this may be, in a sense, a prison, given that the soul is supposed to evolve and then move on to the next thing.
I think it's down to choice. And I even asked God. I asked him in prayer. I said, "What is this all about?" And I had this download come, and he said, "Get a pen and a piece of paper, and every time that you make a decision, if you go to take the dogs out, if you go to get something out the fridge, no matter what you do, if you decide to do something, write it down." And at the end of the day, I looked at that page, and there was hundreds of minuscule choices that I made apart from anybody else being involved. And then I thought, and I looked around at all the stuff that I thought I knew that was taking over my life, that I had no control over, stuff that was totally out of my grasp. And then I started thinking about it. Who am I? Where am I at? And why am I here? And I'm out on this porch right now by myself, y'all, talking to some people in the panel that I totally believe in, that are looking for the truth. But I'm honestly going to say, out of my 53 years in experience, I think it's about our will. I think it's about our choice. I think it's about finding how to break through self and be selfless and love one another and do what it takes to make it through without having to take something to make it through.
It's very simple because the will comes with a responsibility. From the moment you choose, you're responsible.
Yes.
You understand? But there is something about the will. There is something about the will because also in the Bible we talk about like free will. And I've been thinking about this a long time. I said, what does that mean, free will? Because for me, free will is the will freed from any influence. That means that if I look at a TV commercial, I look at a McDonald's commercial, and suddenly I have the will, I have the desire to buy a hamburger. Is that a free will? No, because I was influenced. Adam in the Eden Garden was alone.
Yes,
there was nothing.
You're tempted. Yes,
you have to be free of
that's still free
influence.
will, Sam.
Yeah, but if it's influence, if somebody tells you something, all the time, and then you decide by yourself to do something,
that's influence. We have to be responsible for our actions, though, Sam.
Yes,
because there's always exactly. We're sitting here having a chat to 6 blokes at the moment. You're being influenced all the time.
Exactly.
Right? It's just whether you take that influence. And we saw that 90% of people 3 years ago went and did something that we didn't do, but they've still got to take responsibility for their actions. It's still free will.
But at that point, we are just collecting knowledge. That means we're not taking no decisions for now. We're just like collecting knowledge. So we, of course, listening to everybody, everything. But at one point, when you get to that moment when you have to take a decision, then you have to clear out and check out what the information you collected, and if you have enough information to make the good choice, so you do it. But you don't make a choice while talking to people. You just collect information. At that point, it's not like making a choice. It's just like building enough.
You're building a reason to take the route that you take, right? You're building reasons, and then once you come across a good enough reason, even if it's a bad choice, like if you're smoking crack, you know what? I'm gonna try this little glass pipe right here, a little bit of crack. Take one pull, I'll be all right, man. I spent this $5 spent well. And so, no, I hear exactly what both of y'all are saying.
And the best proof I can give you from the Bible is the story of the snake and Eve, because actually, when you analyze the punishment of the snake, Eve and Adam, to the snake he says, because you did that, so blah 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 blah. To Adam he says, because you listen to your wife's voice, blah, 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 and then blah 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 blah. But for the woman, he punishes her, but he doesn't say because you did that.
Yeah.
Because she didn't do nothing. She was influenced by the snake. The snake told her, just do it. So she did it. But it wasn't really her free will. She was influenced. So somehow, the snake is responsible. of her choice.
They're both responsible. They're both
God
responsible.
was like, yo, everybody getting hit. God took the godly belt. He was like, I'm hitting everybody. And so he made the devil crawl on his belly. Eve, he was like, you're going to hurt. And then the snake is going to be biting at your feet. Adam, well, all you jokers in here, everybody going to die now. And then you're naked. Surprise.
There's a lot of things to be understood from all this. But the thing is that we're in the middle of a big war, and that we are, starting to come out of it. We're starting to realize that that's very important. I'm learning a lot from the Flat Earth community. I've been learning Torah and everything, but I've been learning, I believe, much more from you guys.
So
it's
Sam,
amazing.
So Sam, let me ask you: have you, since coming into the Flat Earth, have you looked at the Torah different?
Totally. You kidding? Because there's a lot of again, like I talked to in a podcast with David Weiss at the time. There's a lot of dark spots in the Torah I could never understood without understanding that the earth is flat. There's a lot of things we cannot understand without understanding, the shape of our world. And the fact that you understand that the earth is flat, whoa, sheds light on a lot of dark spots in the Torah. It's amazing. It's very, and I tell you something, the way I progressed into the Flat Earth, and in parallel, I checked in the Torah, I realized that even in the Torah, it's a major subject. The Flat Earth is something huge. Some of our scholars even link that subject to the war of Gog and Magog. It's no joke. It's no joke. I proved that to you. I can show that. I think I made a couple of videos on that. And even at the time of Noah, I made a video on my channel that I believe that the generation before the flood had the same problem. They also did believe that the mechanisms of the earth were not, the way they were. And actually, when God, did that, flood there, actually at the end, you see that he uses the rainbow as the sign of an alliance between him and the sons of Noah, but also between him and the entire mankind. Okay? So, but if you understand that the rainbow somehow might be, I believe it is, but the reflection of the sun on the dome.
Firmament.
So somehow, the firmament. So somehow, the rainbow is also a reminder that there is a firmament, that there is a dome. That means at that point, that's very important, that this whole thing was about the fact that they forgot that there was a firmament. They forgot there was a God. You understand? So I have a 15 minutes video to what I don't want to now to bother you.
No.
But it's very interesting because it comes back. Those people, those NASA people, they're doing what has been done before, what has been attempted before.
Yeah.
This is the same generation, the snake, Nimrod, all these guys, and they until now it's the same old story. They're just like repeating it, and they're trying to force again God to destroy His creation because it was so corrupted at the time that He had to destroy it.
Sam, can I ask you? Can I ask you just try to chirp in there, mate? So, do you think when there's no free will and we're not responsible for our actions, or is there sometimes free will and sometimes there's not?
This is a good question. For me, since we are so much influenced, we considered as dead people. Actually, we are. The resurrections of the dead for me is not like from the people coming out from the graves. It's us. A dead corpse is cold, is hard. The guy doesn't see because he's dead, right? So people that also don't want to understand because they're in the dark, hard people, cold people, those are dead people. This is the translation. I like to demystify things in order to understand things. But so I believe that it's more than that. We like agonizing now. So the question is, does somebody that agonize is responsible of his choices? That means that we know what good is and bad is. We all know that to a certain extent. Okay, but again, we are in a situation where we are agonizing. We are like dying. So of course that even if we make bad choices, we have like, how do you call that in English, like circumstances, like that
consequences.
Yeah, that makes you're not totally responsible of everything you might do. Of course not, because of course we're in a situation today where we are like people that are controlling us. If you control somebody, is he responsible?
If you control
for someone else's actions.
So we are responsible to a certain degree, of course. If I don't go now and kill somebody, I'm responsible. That's not that's.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah, of course. But at one point, are we responsible of the situation that surrounds us? I believe yes, to a certain degree, but we're not the only ones to be responsible. That means it's not that easy. What you're saying it's a good question, since there is no free will, but there's no free will from the beginning, so it doesn't matter. We're still responsible for our action anyways. I think you're right. We are responsible. The only thing is that we are maybe incapable of making the right choices because we are so influenced. But
we're heavily influenced. That I believe, heavily influenced.
Some
but
more than others, though.
Yes,
but everything which is evil comes from man. Everything which is good comes from God. This is the thing, because people are going to tell you, oh, it's because of God. There is this and it's no. God is not responsible at all of anything evil, because if he was, so we wouldn't be blamable. We wouldn't be punishable or rewardable.
But no, that's right. A lot of the stuff that he says, like, don't do it, we turn around and we do it. And he's like, I told you specifically not to do those things, but we do it anyway. I woke up this morning, I know I sinned. I already know I sinned. I woke up this morning and I knew I sinned. I knew I did a whole bunch of stuff that God's looking at me just shaking his head like, there you go again, man. You just don't quit.
Yeah, but from the moment you know that you sin, it's already like, you're halfway,
No, you're right. No, and you know what? And even though it may not affect anybody really, or I know it. I know it's happened already. And so because I know now I'm responsible. And it's like, geez, here I go again. Like I can't win if I keep doing these things. But I think this is to me one of the best parts about being alive, is that when you have a chance still to do it right. You have the opportunity to do it right, because once you're gone, all bets are off. Like the gate is closed and you don't have that chance anymore. But to know that you're awake and that you're on this side of the earth, and that God is like, okay, now we're going to try and start from the top again. Okay, do it right this time. And so every day you have an opportunity, no matter how much you messed up yesterday, you have an opportunity today with a new day to do it right. But if you don't do it the right this time, that's your choice. It's still a choice.
Yes, but we're here to learn also. Check it out. Again, in the Bible, even Moses made mistakes. Even the King David made mistakes, but they are all highlighted in the Torah, because we have to learn from our mistakes. First of all, to remember that those people were men, we were human beings. They were not like angels. So we all make mistakes. But as long as you learn from your mistakes and you evolve, so then you turn your mistake into something good somehow. It's just a mistake, of course. So it's we're here just in a situation where we have to get out of a big problem. But we will.
Yeah, eventually, like with all this crazy, I'm not even gonna lie to you, with all this craziness going on, I know the best we could do is the best that we could do. I feel the best we could do is the best as we could do individually, and then to come together and just basically to amplify all of our good deeds as much as we can together. Because if we're of like mind and we understand what we're up against, really, all we could do is fight the good fight, and fight against what we know is wrong as best as we can.
I believe it all started with a tree of knowledge, like with knowledge, and I believe it will end up with knowledge. That means that I believe that the thing is that Okay, to be good, of course we have to be good, but that's a way of life. But the thing we have to understand, what do we do here? What do you guys do? It's not normal. You just, investing your lifetime, you're investing everything you have, everything you are, into caring for understanding things. That's not normal today. Normally you shouldn't give a shit. You should just just forget about everything and just having fun. But the thing is that when you invest yourself in order to understand the truth and then to diffuse the truth, this is very noble, this is very, very high, this is very human. You understand? That means we re becoming human again. We caring again. We want to understand again. We want to grow again. And this is I believe the best way to fight these people, because in everything they do, you can see that they want to dumb us down. They want to make us stupid. And anyways, if it is with video games, or even here in Israel, people learning Torah, sometimes I tell you how they make them stupid, because they give them so much books to read, and with so much pressure, and they have to do it so fast that these people don't even understand what they're reading, and they even end up to do the opposite of what they're reading and what they're learning. I see that this is how they do it under pressure. If you put people under pressure, they become stupid. Doesn't matter who. So they're learning books of truth, and so fast and so quick they don't understand nothing, and they become stupid. So you can make them stupid with the truth, with books of knowledge, and also with video games or whatever, TV shows or whatever. So that's a war. They're all over the place. These people, all over the place. And in Israel, the same thing. We are very much under attack. You have no idea. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's great to see that people today that are attracted by the truth, somehow slowly they come back to God. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. And one thing I like about it is that even in spite of our own egos, that we're willing to drop our ego and just to experience the truth. Like, what's the truth here? And does it hurt? When your ego gets trampled on a little bit, it hurts sometimes, but it's almost like Odin, where he removes his eye just so he could see a little bit more.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I'll get rid of my eye just so I could see a little further, just so I could see a little bit more.
But
so
you
I
said
can get more understanding.
The thing, there's also a trap into all this, because I tell you, a nice trap, but the more the more you get close to the truth, I guess, the more you have a responsibility to to spread it and to diffuse it.
Yes.
Knowledge comes with a responsibility, and that's why I believe it is made knowledge for an elite of people. I'm not talking for I wish the entire world becomes an elite, but it's tough. It's tough because there are things, when you learn things, it's hard. It's like it's not easy to accept. It's like it's revolting. It's like, whoa, it's tough. It's not easy. So not anybody can take it, and that's why a lot of people today, they don't want to listen to the truth. They don't want to just want to run away. Just leave me alone, because it's hard. It's hard to take.
Yeah.
If you had talked to me like 2 years ago that they would never went to the moon, I would have told you, get lost. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
But you want to know something? I think that comes along with the whole saying that God only gives you what it is you can take, because
Exactly.
people, despite how upset and angry I get with people that don't get the flat earth, it's not their time. I understand if, because I got it when I got it, and I only got it like 8 years ago, 9 years ago now, I think, something like that. I forget. 2018 is when I actually got it. But before that, I was like everybody else. I was like the globe people. I was hard-headed. I didn't understand. And so if you would have told me then, if I wasn't ready, I'd never get it. But there are those that come into themselves, that come into the truth when they're ready. So even with these people, whether you get $1 million or 1 million subscribers or 1 million acres of land, you're not going to get you shouldn't have anything that you're not ready for.
So my question is that now our job to make them ready? Is it our job now to try to convince them and to fight them to help them?
Well, I think our job is to. I know it turns into fights, it turns into craziness, and sometimes we fight and everything else. But I think it is because, like you said, because we know what the truth is, we don't keep that to ourselves. We need to divulge this truth. We need to give it to everybody else. Now, what they decide they want to do with it, slap us upside the head with it, get upset, that's up to them. But the thing is they can't say they didn't hear it from us. Because here's the thing is every time you have truth and it's good news, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to go out and you want to tell everybody. You may look crazy, but it's like you're giving it to them and it's overwhelming for you. It's like, I can't keep this to myself. Somebody has to hear about it.
That's right.
So they come back to you, and when they come back and they're in the truth, they're like, you know what? I thought you were crazy when you first said that.
Yeah.
But it took me 7 years, but I see what it is you're talking about. And you might be a little bit dull in the eyes because you're spent of telling the truth. You're just spent. But you're like, I tried to tell you.
Yeah,
and
that's why explaining is even as important as understanding. It goes together. I believe that in order for us to grow, we have to also train about how to be able to explain and to just
yes,
to fight with the people to help them. It's crazy. It's like it sounds crazy, but it's like somebody that's sick and you have the medicine and it doesn't cost nothing, and the guy doesn't want to take it, and you have to explain him, just take it.
Yeah. and it kind of goes back to when I was training as well, that when you explain it, it's like you can't feed them the whole steak at one time. You're going to have to cut it up into small pieces and then give it to them that way, just so that they can get used to accepting something different. Because a lot of people, it's overwhelming. Information like that is taxing on somebody's brain. And so one thing I've learned to understand is that everybody thinks different. And so I have to approach it as if they don't know it all. Because me, I'm like, I might not have known. So I would have appreciated somebody approaching it to me with kid gloves. And I feed it to them, spoon feed, just a little bit, little by little. And then we see how they take to it. And really, that's all it is. And when you give somebody the truth, if they don't want to accept it, you give it to them, and then you walk away, you back off, and you're like, hey, look, here's what it is. And you do with it as you will. You can accept it or you can walk.
I'm going to tell you, what my business is. I sell lights. I sell LED lights, LED strips,
LED
and floodlights, LED strips, and all that stuff. So I realized something, a tactic in my business. If I go into a store, for example, that's like totally dark, and they need light. Okay, they need light on there. They sell like shawarma, they sell like sandwiches and stuff. So if I tell them, hi, my name is Samuel, I sell lights, and they just block you. They're just like, okay, that guy's he wants to take my money. He's like, he's gonna start bullshitting me. It doesn't go. Now what I do, I just go there and I buy a sandwich or I buy something, and I tell them in the conversation, by the way, you should put some light there. And say, oh yeah, why? They see me as a customer, and I'm not aggressive anymore.
Salesman.
And then in the conversation, I tell them, by the way, that's what I do, that's my job, but I'll talk to you later on. And they say, wait, and now they see me as an opportunity for them, to put light, but they don't see me as so maybe the same thing, we can do, that same approach we can use with the people, like not to just go and tell them, hey, you know what, the earth is flat. No. By the way, it's not the globe. I don't believe, it's the globe, but it's okay. We can talk about it later. And you just let them like this, it's hard because it's, you have to have tactics. But you know what, when you approach people and you talk about flat earth and everything, you see their reaction. You also learn about, the human mind's mechanisms. And you also learn about how does the other side, use those mechanisms in order to, insert lies into people's minds, so we can know then how to to untie all this to so that's interesting. That's also knowledge, to know how we're working, how do we work, how do we
and how to it's like massaging. You don't just massage like that. That's not how you massage. You have to little by little, and eventually you undo knots that way. You got to massage it. It's it's an uphill battle. Yeah, it's an uphill battle because these are hundreds of years of lies still that we have to undo, right? And it is what it is. You have people, and People are always going to praise people with credentials. People are always going to praise people with scientific knowledge. But then it's like the truth is here. The truth is right here in your face. All the math that you claim to know and everything else like that, it's not going to change what the truth is. It isn't. Doesn't matter what your math says. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't. And I'm saying that because we have Professor Phil Bell. Howdy doody, Professor Bell. We have Professor Phil. He is a physicist, and he also believes that this Earth is a globe. So it's an interesting line of discussion that we have oftentimes because he visits the channel a lot, right? And I used to give him hell at first, but I stopped because he's here for a reason. And whether he believes it or not, I mean, I guess he's trying to put his influence on us, but at the same time, we outnumber him, and we're putting our influence on him. And so, really, we come in peace, and we're just here for the truth. And we were like you at one time, Professor Phil. Not trying to put you on the spot or anything, but for all the Globers out there, we saw it the way you saw it, right? We understood it, or we thought we did the way you did. But when you come into the truth, you can't unsee it. That's the crazy thing. And when you come into the true truth, everything else that was alive becomes evident. And you can't unsee that part either. And so what happens is people that push things that we know are untrue, I hate to have to, I don't want to use the word enemy, but they conflict with what it is we believe and how we see things. And so it's growth. It's a lot of growth on a day-to-day basis on how to approach that, because now you're not only dealing with an idea, but you're dealing with people that are against what it is you now see, because you're like, I saw it the way you saw it. It's not true. You're being lied to. But you don't want to call them opposition because they're not there yet. And so the same way we came into what the truth is, they're going to have to experience their own journey as well.
Yes. Do you know that, I don't know what they teach you, because I grew up also in Christianity. I'm Jewish, but I grew up in Seventh-day Adventist church. So I know a lot about Christianity, but I don't know still a few things, like if they tell you what we learn in Judaism, for example, that, you know, the people of Israel, okay, that came out of Egypt, after all the miracles they saw, all the plagues of Egypt and everything, you know that only 20% came out, 80% stayed and died there.
They died in Egypt.
80% of the yes, 80% of the Jews, it's known in Judaism. It's written in the Torah like this, that only a fifth came out, 1/5 came out of Egypt. After all the miracles, after all the proofs, all the thing, you know, even then they didn't want to get out. Can you imagine? They were dead. They were dead. They were dead already as human beings, as you know, you know, they were dead. They were just like here, but they were dead people. They're totally dehumanized, totally, you know, it's out, that they're gone. That's okay. Out of the 20%, you know, we made them back. You know, we multiplied them. But the thing is just to make you understand how you know how crazy it is. You know, when you are deep into the lie, it's like a disease. It's like, you know, it's like you know, it's a form of death. Lie is a form of death. It's a form of it's crazy. So that's also an example to tell you that, you know, not everybody makes it out.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. That's then we have to accept it. It's not easy. It's not easy. But,
no. And you know, I think that's part of the adventure of this craziness is professing the truth, seeing different perspectives, and hearing the old perspectives over and over again. But to see people come out on the other side, I think is a miracle. People that you least expect, that you never would have thought would see the light, to see them finally see the light, I think it's amazing.
The great thing is that it gathers so many different people. You know, the truth is like, you know, it uses our differences, but to unite, you know, for good. The lie is using it for dividing us and just to, you know, fight against with another. Look here, even in Israel, I know Arabs, Palestinian. I'm talking about like hardcore Palestinian people that are also flat earthers. I don't know many of them. I need a couple of them. But the thing is that now, since I know that he's a flat earther, he knows that I'm flat earther, it gives some kind of a basic respect that changes, the situation. That means that we can fight on other subjects, on the whatever problems we have there. But now we're going to respect each other because in front of us, we know we have a human being.
Yes.
You understand? That's very important. Like, for example, there's a lot of, there are a few flat earthers also that, are, very much anti-Semitic. I have no problem. It's normal. I will say that if I were instead of you, I would be even more anti-Semitic because with what you have as information, it's normal that you are. But now that I know that you're also a flat earther, that you're looking for the truth, I don't look at you like, well, you're an enemy. No, now I see you as a human being also with different views. I see you as you're wrong on that point, but and now I can sit down with you and talk.
Mm-hmm.
Because we both want to know the truth. Even if I'm wrong, even if you're right, it doesn't matter. And you see in the Psalms, David also writes at one point, you dress a table between me and my oppressors, between me and my enemies. So what is a table for? To eat on it, or to study, or to negotiate, to talk.
Right.
So somehow some of the wars of David were actually, discussions, like exchanges where you sit down and you exchange arguments. You understand? This is deep stuff. It's not just only with the sword and you kill people. Sometimes you just can kill people by changing them. The best way to kill an enemy is to transform him into a friend, into an ally. That's the best form of killing somebody.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a good chance they don't ever come back the same.
Not only they'll never come back, but you know what they can do as damages, for the others. So that all this we have to learn. This is what's great about the truth, is that as soon as you want to look for the truth, you re-becoming human, and at that point, you can sit down and you can exchange opinions, different opinions, and and that's great. That's something that lies cannot do. Only truth can create that chemistry between people that they're going to just evolve together with different opinions. It doesn't matter, but
that's true. And I think what's good about the flat Earth is that we come to a agreement and a common ground that
exactly
this place is it. We're two crabs in the same gumbo.
Exactly.
And it's like, that's it. Like there's nothing outside of here. You're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Let's make this thing work.
Because
we're probably made by the same thing up there.
Exactly.
So we're here to make it happen.
And the thing is that we are being attacked, not as Jews, not as Christians, not as Republicans or Democrats. We are being attacked as human beings. So that's why it's as we have to regroup as human beings. Because before to be a Christian, before to be a Jew or Muslim, before to be like whatever, you have to be a human being. Because if you're not, you cannot be a Christian. If you're not a human being, you cannot be a Jew. You cannot be, if you're like a degenerate, you cannot be nothing. So the thing is that they are attacking us on our humanity, on what makes us human, on the human values. And this is what we got to regroup, around. That remember, hey, we are humans. Doesn't matter, our differences, but we have to keep that, because this is the basics. It's what we have that keeps us alive so far.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So they want to remove the good in us, the good of the God in us.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. This whole thing. Yep.
Yeah, man. I mean, we all we got at the end of the day. We all we got, because those other dudes, they don't have anything good for us. And I think we need to just move accordingly around them, because with it doesn't matter what gadgets they have. I think people need to be properly educated, but what sucks is people need to be uncomfortable to recognize their surroundings sometimes.
Of course.
Because with all this comfort and all the glamour and the good lifestyle, and they're full, they're warm, like everything is good.
When you're lazy, that's when things go bad.
Yeah, it's like no. It's like, man, you need a little bit of discomfort. You're a little bit too comfortable right now.
Comfortable bad.
Yeah, they got something for your ass. I'm telling you, man. They got something for that ass. I'm telling you.
What they do with chickens, they make them fat and then they kill them.
Exactly.
Make you fat. If you're fat, you just like you cannot grow anymore. You have to grow high, not
Yeah.
grow fat.
There's only one problem with that, though. Fat people run the world. Like, if it wasn't for fat people, we wouldn't have a lot of things in the world. I mean, not that they're good for us, but still, we would. A lot of the things we have, they're because of lazy fat people. Just remember that.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. But I mean, with the laziness, look at where we are. We've taken it too high and right. And look at where we are.
Well, we've forgotten that being comfortable is a bad thing. That's the problem that we've done, is that, we've all gotten so satisfied in living in America or wherever we live, and we're protected by our governments, even though that's not really true. We're just lucky, right? But, we believe all these things. And then when you get to a certain age, you start to realize that that's not true, and it all falls apart on you. And that's what a midlife crisis is all about. It's not because you need to get laid or you need a new girlfriend or a better car. It's because you're starting to realize that you ain't what you thought you were.
That's right.
Think about it. And when you realize that you don't live forever and you're not invincible, suddenly it's like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? Then you spend the rest of your life whining and complaining about how things aren't the way you want them to be. Well, maybe you should have thought about that when you were young and you were doing all those dumb things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, one hand washes the other, man.
Yeah, man. But I mean, hell, man, this is a crazy world, and I'm not saying that we have all the answers, but I think we're taking honest steps towards. We'll never figure this world out, and as soon as we do, God is going to wipe it clean. But we're taking honest steps towards figuring out how to live better, how to live righteous, and because now that we've seen one lie, we've seen a million other lies behind it, and we're figuring things out fast. Like, can you imagine how fast we figured out? So, and it's not by ourselves either. We figured out a lot of things together, right? I mean, sure, we've made some mistakes along the way, but there's a lot that we figured out together within a short amount of time. But and part of it is that this world is upside down. Of course. Everything is upside down and flipped inside out.
That's because our master is the devil.
Yes.
The world is run by the devil. We got to realize that. And that's why we're here, to save the people who don't deserve to go because of their ignorance, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I think that's why I'm here. I think I was looking down on this place and in a good thing, and sitting up in a cloud, and I thought, you know what, I could help this. I could do something. I could make things better. I could change things. And we all probably did. We all decided to sign up, and then when we got here, we realized they wipe your memory. We're like, ah, crap, now we got to work hard. And so we all kind of got bummed out about it. But it's like, we got to kind of try to remember that if free will is real, and if you really believe the Bible is right about free will, then that means you had to have chosen to come here. Otherwise, why would God punish you for something Adam did? It doesn't make any sense. It makes more sense to me that you chose to come here and experience this for whatever stupid reason you chose it. You chose.
Yes. This is not also in Judaism. We say that you choose your own parents before to come to this world.
I heard
so
that
there is
too.
a will from the soul to come here and to repair, to fix things. Of course. But in this reality, we don't see that. We just
Yeah, I'm not sure about all that, but yeah, I've heard that. I've heard people believe that because some kid convinced them that they were from the past. I don't know. I don't know if I believe in all that. I'm just saying, to me, I believe in things that come to me, and I believe in messages. You know what I'm saying? When I pray to God for 2 or 3 days and then I get an answer about something, I don't just sit there and go, oh, well, this is just because I'm imagining it or because I'm focusing. No, I realize that only God can give me the answer for that. And he always gives it to me in a way that I have to sit there and look through it and figure it out and reason about it and come to a logical decision, not just sit there and go, oh, well, God says it, so it must be true. No, he wants me to actually work it out. He wants me to see why that's true. Just like your parents did. Think about it. Your parents made that mistake, right? They didn't tell you why you weren't supposed to screw up. They didn't tell you why to keep your dick in your pants. They didn't tell you why you're not supposed to do this or that. They didn't tell you why not to take your friends' toys. They just told you not to do it because they didn't want you to screw up and do bad things. But then after a while, you start to realize my parents really care about me. That's why they're telling me not to do this. But if you never get past that part, if you get programmed or deprogrammed to believe that your parents are your enemy, which is what the schools do to us, that's exactly how you take your children away from us, bro. And that's what's happening right in front of our eyes, and none of us realize it. We all think that we can just change somehow or get smarter and make it better. No, we need to fix this by getting rid of the people who are destroying our children's minds. That's the problem. And I think God, that's what God would say. If God was here right now, he'd say, where's the problem? It's with the children. So let's fix that first, because they're the most important thing. They're still innocent at that point. But once they go beyond that, and then they make that choice based on everyone's telling all their parents are telling, oh yeah, you got to do this, you got to sign up for this. They tell you to do all these things, and you believe them because you love them and you trust them, right? Well, now we've got kids that don't trust us because they think we're making this stuff up. That's what the government's done. It's a fucking psyop, bro. It's so obvious.
This is knowledge. The Nazis used to do this also. The Nazis used to use kids. They used to tell the kids.
Yeah, and they use propaganda. Yes, sir.
Not just propaganda. Exactly. They used to tell the kids, if your parents are hard on you, you can come to the commandant or to the police station. Here we have games and everything. You can play with us.
Yep.
And then they used to use them to spy against their parents.
Exactly.
If you hear they're talking about against Hitler and everything, just tell us. And don't worry, we're gonna protect you and everything. So they use this. This is a trick to turn the kids against the parents, to turn the wife against the man, to turn everything is reversed.
Yeah, and now exactly. Women, exactly. And every time you get into a conversation, that's what happens. We start dividing. The first thing that happens is a group of people will leave the chat because they don't like what the religious people are saying, and then another group will leave because they don't like people telling them they can't believe in religion. It's all this bullshit. It's like, do you realize this is, dude, they're just sitting there laughing their asses. The devil's sitting there laughing his ass off going, man, you guys are fucking dumb, Like every time I sit here, all I got to do is throw that shit out there and you guys all running in opposite directions. No one, we're never going to be able to stick up for ourselves and defend ourselves from tyranny and all this crap and evil if we don't stick together. And it doesn't matter whether we're different. It doesn't matter if we're different colors. It doesn't matter if we have a beard or we don't, or our dick's short or it's long. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we all want to be free and live in peace. And that's more important than all that other bullshit, bro.
Actually, it does matter that we are different, that we have to keep our differences in order to unite, because that makes our wealth, that makes our power.
Well, yes, I was going to say that. But
I have beliefs, I have different knowledge, I have different mind than you have, and everything. But together, it's going to be like some kind of huge synergy.
Right, because we're thinking about it from all directions. Right, exactly. Yeah, and that's where intelligence comes from. Right.
Right, and we all know that we're looking for the truth. We know that you're looking for the same thing I'm trying to figure out, and I'll help you try to figure out your piece, because it's just as important for me to help you figure it out.
I'll admit there's a lot of ego involved in that, because it's fun to know what's right. It's fun to know the truth. It's fun to be able to share it and watch people's faces explode and then melt and watch their brains go, it's fun. And then when they come out of it, they're like, dude, how did you figure this? Like, oh my God, I can't. I love that. I love that when they finally get driven and they're like, dude, we got to do something about this. It's like, yes, let's keep us all in that mode, right? But no, everybody gets mad, and it's like, oh man, it's so difficult. It really is.
Or when you look at the Bible and then you're like, wait a minute, all this stuff, God bless you, all the stuff that I thought was fake, all the stuff that I thought was story.
Right, yeah, it turns out to be true, but worse.
Right. You're like,
they've been telling you the whole time and you didn't listen.
All this was true? And then you're like, oh, what have I been doing for the last 46 years? And you're like, oh my goodness. But it's not just
things,
that.
Tolerance is not, that's a different kind of tolerance.
Yeah, but it's the other things too. The stuff that they're digging up out of the ground. And you're like, so these things could have been real. So where do I live? And so now you continue to just dig and look and look. And the things that you originally took for granted that you walk past on a day-to-day basis, like New York, everything. I didn't even think about the stuff that I saw in New York. I walk past it now and I'm like, my goodness, this thing must have been here for thousands of years and I don't even know about it.
So now the danger is this into when you get into knowledge and you're starting to wake up and you say, wow, what a wonderful thing to learn so many things.
Other people
because I see it also in Judaism. People are like wow, they're learning Torah all the time. But the thing is that we don't have too much time. How much time do we have to live? We don't have too much time. The time that we have is precious. So at one point I say also, when I learn the Torah, I say, wow, I want to understand this subject and that subject. and then I can just grow fat also in knowledge for nothing. I can turn knowledge into something sterile and something that won't produce nothing. Just to learn things for me to enjoy myself is not the point. The point of knowledge is to help your generation, to help others. That means now
so
I
being
have
right ought to be a thing that's not taboo anymore, right? Yeah, exactly.
I have to refrain myself from learning what I'd love to learn in order to just concentrate on what I need to learn. And I need to understand for the others, because I don't have too much time. You understand it? That's tough. That's very tough. It's like to control, your feelings, control knowledge. So now what I came to the conclusion that, okay, we know enough about the flat Earth. We know that the Earth is flat. We know that we are, being attacked from all over the place. So now what do? We have to now react. We have to use our knowledge and to have to keep on understanding what we need still to understand in order to fight this, in order to just,
or at the least make it to where they can't take our ability to think outside the box away from us. That's the thing that we got to watch for.
Yes.
That freedom is important for everybody.
I think being cognizant of it is so important, because we recognize it and we know the way to fight it is to say no, like no, that's it, like no. And then what could they say if we say no? Well, we'll take this from you. Be like, well, take it. I was born without it anyway. Just you can have it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what can happen now to us in the flat Earth movement is that those guys tried almost everything so far. To the media, to the everything, and nothing works. We keep on growing and growing. Now the next steps are going to be just try to implode the community or to divide it into inserting into that flat Earth theory bullshit, that the Earth also, it's possible it's flat, but also this and also this and that.
Yeah.
And you're gonna create all kinds of sects, like little, groups of people, that gonna believe that the Earth is flat, but so
it's in a Home Depot.
Yeah, exactly. Some shit like this. So you're gonna have like divisions of people believing a mixture of like half truths and half lies, and this is what they're going to try to do. And this is, I believe, what they're trying to do is that Antarctica shit, trying to insert like a division, and then new knowledge, new discovery. In fact, it's possible that it was like 2 cents, or there was like, I don't know what bullshit they can insert. So we have to be careful not to to be put in a how do you call that? Like when you have the train, that they put the train into like some garage, area there that that you don't go nowhere, So we have to be careful that they don't deviate the flat Earth movement to the wrong direction, to deviate it to some place that it doesn't do nothing, just creates like people like talking about things all day long, but they don't progress, they don't do things. Because I believe that the flat Earth movement is not just about the flat the shape of the Earth. It's much more than that. That thing is going to bring people closer to the truth on everything.
Yes,
on everything, much more than just the flat the shape of the Earth. And this is what they're trying to avoid.
Yes.
So they're going to say, okay, you're right, you know what, you're right about the shape of the Earth. The Earth is flat, it's okay, we admit it, but just go there. Okay, just leave us alone. But we won't be able to progress with that. We have to be careful.
But when people, if you were to tell people that the Earth was flat just like that, they wouldn't. The thing that scares me about that is some people will just believe it, but they won't have gone through the craziness to discover that it's flat, to realize it. So when you just believe it, it doesn't hit the same. So you're just going along. You're like, oh, whatever. I'm just going to work. It's flat. Okay, fine, whatever. I'm like, no. Do you understand what that implies?
Exactly.
Do you understand everything that comes along with it? So if people just, because I've heard, which I don't.
If you don't see the machine, then you can't shut it off, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Because I've heard of these people that have said, oh, well, I used to be a flat earther, but then I went back to the globe. I'm like, no, you don't. Nobody
never went.
Yeah,
you flock from one to the other because you don't know any better.
Exactly. Nobody goes to the globe after becoming a flat earther.
But am I wrong for thinking that it's weird to think that some of the people that literally taught me about things, about how the Earth is flat, and then they're telling me the opposite of that? How is that? That doesn't make sense to me, bro. I can't even comprehend that.
Yeah, no.
And when their excuse is like, well, I saw a shadow on a light in the sky, so it must be a ball. I'm like, dude, get out of here with that, bro. Like, what does that mean?
Because if Jaron,
you tell me that's how much faith you had in it. I mean, come on, bro.
That's concerning. Because if Jaron is truly a globe earther, if
he's been pushing up
a globe guy, I don't know. Like,
he never was a flat earther.
Yeah, like I just feel bad for his family because they're going to have to deal with that. That's something they're going to.
I got really mad at somebody yesterday because they called flat Earth a psyop, and I disagree with that, but I'm starting to think about it, and there might be something to that, though. Maybe that's how they got us. Maybe they created this whole thing on purpose to suck us in so they could get rid of us by making us all look like. I mean, it does make sense.
There is something.
They made that limited version with the dome and nothing else, and a tiny little dome with just a map inside. They made that tiny, stupid little cartoon version.
Right, exactly. To blind us from what's really going on outside the dome, right? Which is really not our concern now, but it will be soon.
So I have to tell you something. That those people, they anticipate a lot. That means they're like watching everything, and as soon as they detect something that starts, they're gonna get involved right away into it. They're gonna say, "Oh, there's a danger here." So I believe with what I've seen, with all these big, flat Earth, veterans, they're, turning on
It's
flat
like
Earth.
we're all waiting for that one guy to just go, "Let's get him," and all run out in the street, and everybody else will do it too, right? It's like, well, when is somebody gonna do?
But it had to be like, I believe that the flat Earth movement, from the moment it started to form, like a few people talking about, about this, they got into this real hard. They anticipated and they got it to it, and they said, okay, that thing is going to grow. So if it has to grow, let's make it
grow let's contaminate the crap out of it. Exactly.
So we can control it. We can grow the way we want. We're going to put people in there that are going to grow with the movement, that are going to get popularity and credibility, and then we control the growth. So we'll be able to control its implosion at the end, because now the people on top are working for us, and nobody's going to just detect that because they're here for so long. And now you see that people on top are turning. How can you turn against flat Earth?
Well, this is a good thing because it's telling us where everybody stands too. Like maybe some of us aren't as real as we thought we were.
No, they're not. This is intelligence work. This is, in Israel we do this, with other countries. Like when we see the Hezbollah, for example, building a base or something, we let them do it. We're going to probably even help them. We're going to give them, whatever they need. Everything is like trapped. And then when they're almost done finishing building, we're going to explode everything. This is tactics, war tactics, like, intelligence tactics. So this is, and when you understand what's at stake, around the flat Earth, I believe it's very possible that they invest so much in order to implode that because it's too dangerous for them.
I honestly don't think it's anything about that. I think it's just all about being in control, and they know that without that fact could change that control big time.
But they're already in control. They're already control. They already make money. It's not about money, but control. It's a war against God. That means that they can lose that edge. That they can lose that edge. That means that if people start to realize that they're being lied to, so what's going to go next? They're going to lose everything because they control everything already. They have everything.
What scares me is that it used to be like if I was in a room full of people that went to church, I could always depend on them knowing the truth or at least claiming the Bible is the truth, right? Now I'm starting to find all these people that say they're religious and they don't even believe in the Bible. They're sitting there talking about how it's fake and Shakespeare wrote it and all this other crap. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, what? Like, what happened? Like, this is terrifying.
Mate, Ryan. So I'm agreeing with you now. But then on the other hand, you're saying we need to unite. So, I don't want to unite with people like that. Do you know what I mean?
Neither do I. You're right. And I think there's something to that.
The other point you made is that what's happened recently in Flat Earth, maybe it's a good thing. I think it is a good thing because it's exposing people. So people I think some people have good intentions where they want everyone to be friends. They want everything to get along. I'm sorry, that's not. As time goes on, we're going to get more and more divided. But if it's divided because of truth, the people taking the side of truth,
you're absolutely right, bro. You're right.
And ideally, Christ.
It exposes them, but it also exposes us. It's a test for us to see how tough we are, how good we are.
The door swings both ways. Yep.
So it's I believe an elite of flat Earth is going to come out of this, like a new blood, a new something big in order to go to the next level. You understand?
What do you mean?
It's good.
New blood, elites.
Yeah, like a new,
I'll explain.
like fresh blood, like
fresh blood. That means that if you realize that in the movement, all the people that are on the top of that movement are actually traders. So you need like new leaders now.
Right? Yeah.
No,
right.
we don't.
In other words,
no, I disagree. We don't need leaders. We don't need leaders. We can be our own person. That's
no, we don't need leaders, but we need people to be responsible.
We can have examples. We can have people who set examples.
So I see what he's saying.
We don't want leaders, Samuel.
I understand that at one point we don't need leaders because at one point we'd like a flocks of herd of animals, animals in the wild. So we don't need like a leader. But at one
not a good analogy.
But at one point we're gonna have to fight.
Don't forget. There's only two rules. Only have God as your God, right? And what else?
That's all.
To me, if I just follow those two rules, then I'm going to heaven. I don't care about all the other stuff, Like it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
That's what they don't want. They don't want you
to
look beyond them. They don't want you to look beyond them. And once we see beyond them and we see God, like that's it. Nothing else really matters.
The way I see it, at one point we're gonna have to get up. We're gonna have to retrieve our world. Just knowing that we're being like lied to and that the earth is flat is not enough. It's enough to wake up.
Trust me, it'll be worth it it'll be worth it after all this fighting and all this suffering. When the sky opens up and God reaches down inside, then it's all going to matter. Your fault. Everybody's going to look at you and go, "Oh my God, you were right," and you're going to go, "Yep, tried to tell you." It's going to be that I told you so moment that everybody has been fearing their whole.
I'm like you. Also believe in God. That we just know that God also has rules. God is not. I don't believe that God is working for us. He's not our employee. That means that we have a responsibility. God gave us knowledge, gave us all the means in order for us to get up.
Right. Yeah.
And then he's going to agree. He's going to help or not help. I don't know. But at one point,
well, he gives you the free will to make the choice to want to be with him. He's not going to force you to believe in him and worship him. He'd rather have you choose it so that when he lets you get close to him, then you already want that and there's no worry about it. I get that. I mean, if there's any kind of double checking or training that I would do, that would be the top of the line, right?
It's like people say there's no God because you cannot prove there is God. But of course we cannot, because if we could, you wouldn't have any other choice than to believe there is God. So
yes, we can. We can.
I can prove God.
We can, Samuel.
Because I'm breathing.
Samuel. I thought you were a flat earther.
It's tough. It's not easy to prove to people, because what you're going to do, you're going to say,
hang on. Well, let's just, can we prove it to you, Samuel?
Okay, go ahead.
Can we prove it to you?
Okay, go ahead.
Are you a flat earther?
Yes, I am.
Does flat earth mean the earth was created?
Of course.
There you go.
But wait a second. I'm going to tell you. Yeah, but it was created by aliens that came in a long time ago.
No, I understand where he's coming from. He's saying yes. We understand the earth flat and all that. But how do you reach people that are so brainwashed, right? How do you reach them and give them something to hold on to so that they can think about it and give it a chance and hear what you're saying and not just think you're crazy and forget about it, right? How do you get their attention long enough so that they'll look into it?
So I have an idea.
It's too late for them. We've tried.
Yes, you're right. But there's a lot out there that are watching all of us do it with these guys, and it's them that we're trying to.
I tell you.
Well, those people have a chance if they're open-minded and they're listening to this. Then there's still a chance for them.
So I tell you, everybody believes into something. The guys that
don't believe us, go find out for yourself. That's how we do it.
The guys that don't believe in God, they do believe in other things. So I believe that it's not very intelligent for us to just come with our God and say, hey, here's our God and this is our God. Right. No. I don't do that. If people don't believe in the Bible, I don't even talk about the Bible. I don't even talk about the Torah. Nothing. Yep. I talk about them.
Well, we just have to understand what right and wrong is, right? What's right and wrong? And we all know what that is. Yeah, that was given to us from birth, right?
Not just right and wrong. For example, people believe into something. I'm going to tell, okay, so what do you believe in? And then I'm going to destroy what they believe in. And I'm going to show them that they're wrong. And then when they'll have no gods, then I can come with my God and tell them, okay, now you can believe in this. But I don't go straight up with my beliefs. I go with their beliefs. What do you believe in? Okay, on that field, we're going to have a battle. On your own field. Mm-hmm. You understand? Not on my field.
I don't know. I would always feel like that was an attack, and I think I would probably push you away. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I can only experience this being told to me once. I can't do it 5 times and then tell you what I thought all 5 times, right? So it's like it's a one-time wake-up thing. I don't see that ever flipping. Like I might change my mind about certain things about what I know. Like I might find out that, you know, the distance around the outside of the flat plane is bigger or smaller, or maybe the dome shaped differently, but none of that's going to change the fact that I live on a three-dimensional non-rotating plane. That's just all there is to it. That's the only thing I can discover with my own body by doing my own tests, my own measurements. I see it as flat. I see it as level. The water is. Therefore, the dirt must be a plane, right? Even though there's hills and bumps and all that shit, it's still over a big plane of water, right? There is no argument. Flat Earth, you call it whatever you want. It means we're on a non-rotating 3D plane covered by a dome that keeps the pressure in. There is no other explanation for it.
But in the same
scientifically
time,
or any otherwise.
But in the same time, you also see in the same time that, you know, you've been lied to very hard, and that people invested trillions of dollars and centuries,
a lot of money.
to lie.
Yeah.
So in the same time, when you realize, you know, where you live in, you realize, you know, also who's, you know, it's been lying to you, and that you've been lied. So there's now something else that to take into account.
Yeah, now you go into the defense mode, like, no, that's not possible. Why would they lie to me? Yeah, I know, exactly. You go into that mode where, it's called cognitive dissonance. Your brain starts to reject everything. It's like, nope, that's not possible.
So at one point, I believe that we're going to have to fight these people sooner or later. We're going to have to get up, and in order to get up, you need the structure. You need like all leaders or people, or you don't have to be like, you know, dictators, but somehow you need the direction. You need somebody that's people are gonna tell you, you know, yes or no, that people vote for, not dictators or something, you know, just like in every organization. Look,
in other words, we're gonna have to be able to get our information from someone. Well, I mean, I would get it from God myself, but I mean, if there was no other outlet, like here, luckily God still allow, you know, God-fearing, God-abiding, he still allows me to go out and find the truth for myself. So, and luckily, when I just stick to that, I do fine. It's when I go off of that and start believing stuff and start letting that taint what I really, you know, that's where I make mistakes.
Look in the Bible, God always uses somebody in order to, you know, act. He doesn't interact directly. He has rules. He respects his rules. There are a lot of things that he cannot do because he respects his rules. So we have Moses. You know, you have Jesus. You know, also he talked to, you know, with Jesus. Why you have Jesus? You know, the same principle. You need at one point somebody, a guide or leader, or somebody, a guide or something. You need something like this. Like in the family, you need a father. You cannot everybody's doing whatever they think.
Right, you need Christ. Right, we need Christ. Yeah, I get
at one point you need like a guide, a real guide, or somebody, you know, true.
Well, I say that's why we have the Holy Spirit and why we believe on Christ, right? I mean, that's what we have to hold on to. I mean, I know not everybody understands that, but I mean, I just have to stick with that. Even though I understand where they're coming from, I still got to try to teach them what I can, and hopefully they'll make that decision on their own. But I can't force it, though. So I have to always go at it with this attitude that's like, this is what I think it is, and this is why I believe it, and here's my evidence. Take a look at it. And if they're willing to look, then you might join a friend, or you might at least get some respect. But if you try to shove it down their throat, or you try to hold them down and say, you're going to watch it and you're going to believe it, then we're going the wrong direction. Or if we talk crap to them and call them stupid, or just get too angry with them because they're trying to like figure it out, you know, like I get it. There's a lot of fakers, but we have to be more susceptible to the people that are really just trying to find out the truth, and they're really kind of on the fence, or they don't really know, but they want to be in with the club and they want to act like they're part of the clique. So that's why I don't really care. The people in the chat, as far as I'm concerned, you're all just neutral people. Until you tell me different, then I just consider that you're a respectful person and you're going to act accordingly, right? Just like everybody else does, right? But whenever somebody in the room starts changing that and starts making weird things happen, that's what we have moderation for, right? That's why we have people to kick them out. And if they get mad about that, or if they go around telling stories and say, oh, they're just not being fair. Well, obviously we are being fair, because if you're coming in here and you're causing this to turn into something negative and be violent and all that, and we're going to have problems where we're going to have to worry about lawsuits because people are trying to find out where each other live so they can beat each other up. That's a problem. Why do we want to go to that far, right? Like, I don't want to hate on Sean Hawkins or anybody. I'll admit, I think he's crazy. I think he's getting paid to do this or whatever. He just really believes it and he's crazy, maybe. But I don't want to believe that he deliberately gets up every day and wants to just destroy my life. I refuse to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it might be true. But if I believe that, then I'm going to become like him. I'm going to eventually get tired of it, and I'm going to get grumpy to where I don't even want to be around anymore. And that's where I'm getting. I'm getting so mad because I keep finding out my friends are flopping on me. And it's like, what am I supposed to do except run? Like, but I don't want to run either, because I know that just shows that I'm a chicken just like them, right? Maybe that's what they want me to do, and I'm following along. So I want to try to stick with the truth, but it's hard to do that when everybody tries to like, oh, well, you said this or that, or you believe this guy, or you're on this guy's side. It's like, why do I have to make it about being on my side? You either respect me as a human being, and I'll respect you the same way. And until we have a problem between us, what the hell difference does it make what happened between me and somebody else? You know what I'm saying? But it's like everybody's starting to like divide up in these weird ways that don't make any logical sense. If it was because of what I believed in, I'd be glad to separate you from my group. If you don't believe in God and you don't believe Christ is part of it, then you don't belong where I want to go. I'm not saying you can't come along and watch. Yeah, exactly. That's evil. Right. Ego. So why would I want to do that? Exactly. Right. But it's also, yes, true.
It's the ego, man. It's the ego that's keeping
But
us
how do you do it properly, though? Right?
Well,
how do you separate out the bad ones properly without pissing people off? I don't know.
That's a good question. We're in the beginning of something new, like, you know, we're beginning of like an awakening. So we're not organized yet. We're just like, whoa, waking up. But the thing is that
we're still wet behind the ears, and we're trying to tell everybody else how to do it. That's probably part of the reason too. Is you know, we get a big ego and we think, okay, well, I'm gonna tell everybody what I just learned, but I didn't really learn much. I just learned that something's going on. You know.
But what's happening is that we have to always keep in mind that we are under a constant attack. That means that even if you are comfortable with what you believe and comfortable with your body and everything, well, you still you hear the bullets, you know, like
you're one conversation away.
That's
so you
right.
have to, you have to, at one point you have to do more than just like, you know, accept the truth and, you know, feel good with it. You know, you have to do more. And that,
as much as I want to disagree with you, brother, you seem to make a lot of sense. So I'm going to say that you seem to be a friend that I can trust, man. Like just by what you're saying. But I mean, I know that's only worth whatever it is, right? Or whatever the value you can put on it, or what your word's worth, right? So, I mean, that's the way we all are. You know?
Now, family, family. It is late. It is long in the tooth.
I was going to say, you've been on 5 hours for us.
I got to be up in 3 actually.
It's only 11:30 here, but it's late.
Yeah, it's 9:30 here. I woke up this morning, you know, late. I said, "Shit, I'm late for work." And then I started my computer and I saw you. Say, "Oh shit, that's it. It's gone."
Yeah, man, it's all good.
Well, I want to thank you, Vlad, real quick before you go on. I was going to say thank you, bro, for coming in here and being here tonight. Because you know what, this conversation has made me like more resilient about like what's going on and behind the lines and what's upset me. It makes me not want to leave at all. You know, like I've been talking about toying with the idea of just deleting my YouTube and saying fuck everybody. You know, but you know, like seeing that you guys are still holding out and that there's still a group of people that I can trust is like, I don't know, you know, like it's getting difficult. You know what I'm saying? I hate being on somebody's side because then it's always in like, well, then he changed sides and now I got to change sides. Or I got to make a decision. Why should I have to do that?
Well,
it's just me. I just want to be myself. You know? Yeah, you know, it's like. But anyway, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you being here and saying the truth and stick with it, bro. Love you.
Like I appreciate you guys.
Nice meeting all of you.
I'll tell you what. I'll save it. I'll leave you guys with your last words, and then I'll save mine for the end. Sam.
No, my speech is always the same. You know, we have to organize ourselves. We have to get up. We have to start fighting back. We have to start, you know, thinking about how to take our world back. That's what I'm more focused on. And you know, I don't care about now all the arguments we have about the Earth that is flat. I know it's flat. I don't need like 1,000 proofs. Now I'm just concentrating. I'm just focusing on what's next. What can we do next to to defend ourselves, you know, and to think about the next guys, the next generations, because we don't have too much time. That's all. So just thinking about this.
That's right. All right.
I agree, Tim. Sure.
Luke.
Yeah, it's all part of God's plan. Trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and follow the truth, and that's all you need.
That's right. Disclord.
Be safe, be good, sleep well. See you next time. I don't have much more to say.
All right.
Peace.
And Mr. Ryan.
Oh, I thought I already said something.
Oh, you did? My bad.
I did all the talking tonight, didn't I? In the last couple hours anyway. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that on you guys.
No. It's all good. Now, I appreciate you guys coming through. I know tonight was a little bit different than many other nights, and I lost a couple of people tonight. It is what it is. Every time I come on here, I come from the heart. I speak from the heart. I speak from the soul. I don't conceal my hand with you guys. And I come here to deliver truth, right? And I also come here to deliver my perspective. Now, with that being said, listen, as soon as I start preaching lies, run from me. I don't care how cool you think I am. I don't care how great you think my jokes or my impressions are of people. The lies aren't worth it. The lies are not worth it.
We won't leave you, man. If you start saying lies, we're just gonna beat you up. That's all.
Yeah, there we go. If I start BSing you, man, hit me, slap me upside my head, but abandon this ship, okay? Because my thing is to promote the truth, and anybody that's promoting the truth, I got their back, and I promote them as well. But family,
and our leaders were guides.
Yeah, there we go. I appreciate everybody on here, and thank you guys for coming in and tuning in with us. And of course, as always, man, I wish the family and everybody in the Foundry, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity. Most of all, most importantly, wisdom, 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 and family. With that, I love you. I'm out. We love you. We're out. Peace. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night.